And we're back to more Witcher 3. So now then, we have things to resolve. Let's go talk to the coroner. Let's find the murderer.
How you go with this England?
Wonderful.
About minding your own business on Sunday.
Hey, free boy. What do I gotta do?
Hey, you. Seen any crime?
They ought to never let your kind in.
Yeah, let's hear
Welcome,
some
Master
more.
Witcher.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy till you arrived.
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter, and I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
Von Gratz told me all about you.
Ah, doubtless you've heard how I had the noble leader of the student protesters thrown in prison. But did you hear the protests were far from peaceful, or did he neglect to mention it? People were dying, Witcher. Those who rejected liberty, equality, and fraternity would be found in the gutter come morning. Their throats slit from ear to ear with surgical precision. Joachim had been my favorite student, but alas, I had to do something. So I reported him.
How old are you?
Then I left the university and found work in the morgue, where none care about my past.
30 years.
Whereas Joachim, oh, fate's ironies. Years later, he was appointed head of the very ward I had founded.
How old's Von Gratz? 50? 60?
53, I believe. Why do you ask?
You look a little young to have been his teacher.
Not surprising. For years, I've lived in the cold and dark, breathing the vapors of embalming fluids. In short, working with corpses extends one's life. Amusing, is it not?
Right.
Who's the victim this time?
Joris Aquinas, a lecturer in theology at Oxenfurt Academy. Found this morning at his home on a catafalque made of his books.
Any titles in particular?
It seems all the tomes dealt with the eternal fire. Treatises critical of the faith's doctrines.
Yeah, mortal sin in Novigrad. Not fond of Nathaniel?
Very few people are. He's cruel and capricious. He stormed in here once, grabbed a scalpel I was sterilizing over a burner, sliced my back with it to the bone, because I had forgotten to lock the storeroom. Hard to be fond of someone like that, wouldn't you agree?
Let's start.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi. The victim was bound and forced to drink formaldehyde. Next, the killer removed the eyes, placed burning coals in the sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment. Made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Gods, he knows no bounds. To attack Lady Vegelbud, heiress of such a prominent family.
Where is she? Tell me.
She resides in an estate beyond the city, north of Oxenfurt.
Gotta find her.
Where
Now.
is she? We've been to the Vagabond estate how many times?
Till next time, Master.
Like, seriously, how many times have we been to the Vagabond estate? Actually, this would have made more sense if I did this after a certain point in Triss's story. It would have went, you know, made more sense. Stuff. But anyway, since we're doing a bit out of order, But, oh, road is still though. Oh well. Back to the Vagabond estate. This time we have to get going to this estate. Which seems to lag every time I come here.
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my arse out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
Yes, good fellow? If it's work you seek.
Don't know that I'm all that good. Name's Geralt.
She would
Looking
have
for
knew
Patricia
who we
Vegelbud.
were.
Her life's in danger.
In danger?
If we did the Triss
Come
thing
now.
first.
I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
I'm hunting a serial killer, and I've got reason to believe your mother will be his next victim.
Why, even if it's true, our guards.
He's exceptionally cruel when he kills, tortures his victims, cuts out their hearts. So let's see how she is, just in case.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
She would have believed us better if we did the Triss thing first.
A fire fit for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, uttered not a word on our way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room.
We need to hurry.
Hear that? Calm and quiet. All seems to be in order.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
Oh! He ran out the other door! Catch him!
Yep, no time to examine. We gotta go.
How you like that silver?
Spread out! Murderer's still here!
Wait, where'd he go?
You bugger!
No, seriously, where the hell did he go? I lost him.
There he
He's
is!
sort of
Get him!
I'll break your bones!
Also, from what I see, that person that was running out looks nothing like any of the potential suspects.
Halt! For I put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery! Taking you to the heiress!
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
Forgive me. I saw him running. Thought it was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once! Mother! Why did he do this to her? Why?
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire, only thing that ties her to the other victims. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body, a note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that. And let her be the last victim. Please.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught. Here it is. Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name but the place too. Won't get away this time.
Odd. Why would it have the location? Remember, good people, that fire devours everything in its path, sparing no one and stopping for nothing. The fire burns all sinners alike, be they paupers or princes, men or non-humans, weak or powerful. Whoever breaks his commandment, whoever does not heed the church's counsel, whoever worships false gods, that just the same shall be turned to ash in the flame. Live then in the roof of the eternal fire.
Same wounds as the previous victims. Examination would be a waste of time. Gotta get to crippled Kate's, fast.
I want you to remember that guy we've seen running. He didn't look like any of our potential suspects. We have like potentially 2 to 3 potential suspects. I mean, we have Joachim with his surgeonal skills, and just like with Eternal Fire, just made him seem, you know, ironic since these things seem, you know, Eternal Fire related. We have the guy who's clearly older than he looks, who is works for the morgue in the name of the Eternal Fire. And then we have the Reverend, who likes to, you know, get rid of the bodies, make sure no one actually investigates them and stuff. Which does seem suspicious now, doesn't it? But the person running from that scene looked like just some guy in a blue shirt with like one of those bow haircuts. Which could be, you know, anyone in this game. But so many people have that hairstyle. But anyway, we must investigate.
Kill one more beast, and they'll give you the keys to the city.
And hungry. What am I to do now?
From the distant south, you'll not find it anywhere else.
I can't come in this guy right here.
The latest cuts are coming.
His bow is tail.
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
Yeah, about that.
You're a vulgar
I'll
one.
give you a discount
see it in
for
your
heroic
colours.
deeds, but
Wanna buy
This
me,
life.
Wolfie? Sometimes. How are you?
No one will hear you, bitch.
Potential
Not a
adult
soul.
content flag.
You, though, whole town will hear you in a minute.
Yet again you disturb me, and I so dislike being disturbed. I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
What, no
Made sure to
foreplay?
choose
No
the right
formaldehyde? Coals in my eye sockets?
response hill.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's. To sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know, but I see we must talk. Calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats even corpses with kid gloves.
The coroner. Said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to Warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day, procuring supplies. Formaldehyde.
Yeah, but
I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
Yeah.
Then you'll pay again. For her, for all the other... Not your lucky day.
We just killed a reverend in the Eternal Fire's surface.
You're free now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If not for you. He asked if I did everything, and I said, for the right price, of course. And then he smiled. Oh, God, it gave me the shivers. And then he hit me so hard I passed out. I was bound when I came to. And he was hitting the poker in the fire.
Calm down. He won't hurt you anymore. He won't hurt anyone.
Yep, I feel good about that. So you go use that on him, but I just felt like murdering him. Sure that won't bite me in the ass. Just murder the Reverend in the city of the frickin' Eternal Fire. But now then.
It's clear as the eternal fire.
Nothing doing. Something reeks.
If you didn't make the right choice there, you would just, you know, killed him and then the trail would have ended there. And our good friend Nathaniel would have gotten away with it now, wouldn't he have? And we can't have that. Oh no, sir. We can't have that.
Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
So what
are you?
A vampire. Higher, of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
Yeah.
You're a sick fuck.
I never expected you to understand. You're a cynic and an opportunist. I sensed it from the start. Ah well, this conversation has grown unpleasant for both parties. We must move to the next item on the agenda. I last fought a Witcher 2 centuries ago. I do hope I remember how it's done.
And you? Have you faced one of us? No, you couldn't have. You'd not have survived.
Okay. Before we actually fight him, I want to take a small second here to remind you of fire elementals. They recommend art because we're on fire. Okay, so we go down, yep. Okay, so remember, pyre vampires. But it's good fortune that high vampires are extremely rare. However, to brave fighting a high vampire must be able to face a monster endowed with incredible strength. Able to manipulate man and animals to an invisible and transform into a giant bat. One which is nearly impossible to kill. I should thank Tracy for his ever contract one. Even if half a kingdom in Prince's hands. It's an offering. So take note of what was just read. Now then, realize that's basically gone to... These bats could just assume the form of a catacan. Very strong catacan, though. Nah, let's not do that. Oh, jeez. Doing damage though. Why it's doing damage? But yeah, remember, higher vampire, catacan mutagen, higher vampire. Catacan mutagen. Yep. Higher vampire. Catacan mutagen. I'm gonna keep going over this, just cause it's frickin' stupid, but high vampire, catacan. Fire, yeah, but okay, enough of these sermons. Okay. Before we put that away.
Hey, you.
Higher vampire. Catagan. That bottle.
You just don't look well.
Yeah. See, I've already done this quest yet. Catherine, up I haven't.
What's left to think about?
What's the problem?
Fuck! Another non-human! You're everywhere!
Silence! Now we'll do this quick. I've got a little witcher chore. You willing?
Little chores aren't usually worth the pay.
Well, this will be, don't you, Fred? Now just be quick about it. I've wasted enough time on these two pricks. They share a warehouse. Monsters cropped up in it.
Cropped up? On its own? You put it there. You meant it to rip my noodle off so you could get your paws on my goods.
Don't try to spin this, shorty.
I don't care who sick the ghoul or the strigger on who. Beast's got to be dealt with. That's that. So what'll it be, would ya?
I'll look at it.
Fine. I'll see to it.
I'll not have it. Non-humans, they stick together. These two like to prove it's no ghoul at all, but my dear departed Nan.
I didn't get a good look at the mug, but now you mention it, it could very well be.
Shut it! Or I'll send inspectors to your storehouse just as soon as the monster's dispatched.
That won't be necessary.
I've only really done this one way, but I suppose we should investigate. Just one, though.
Strange. Neckers rarely venture anywhere alone. Someone kept it in a cage. Bars were sawed through. That's why it escaped. Wide, deep print. A dwarf?
So the only clue in here is a dwarf footprint. I mean, that's not much to work with now, is it?
So, you take care of the beast?
Yes.
I knew hiring which would be quickest. So, figure out how it got in there.
Found a cage. Someone had kept the necker in it. Bars had been sawed through, though.
So someone wanted it to escape. Which one of them did it?
Well, the only clue is the dwarf.
Think it was the dwarf.
What? Rubbish! Tripe! Why the hell would I do that?
Seems plausible this racist got under your skin.
But that's enough. Here's your pay. And you come with me.
I'm not sure if he actually did, but that's
Can't wait to watch him swing. Someone will have to lift him onto the stool.
That's the only clue you get. Like, you could be like, oh, well, obviously the racist did. But, like, there's just not enough evidence, though, to actually point towards them. The only clue is, hey, the dwarf footprint.
Washed your hair lately?
Oh god, it's all the way over there. So now then, let's go talk to Dandelion and Priscilla. Then we'll probably end the video. In the next episode, though, we will actually work on Triss's stuff. Cause not very much else I have left to do, to be honest, still. I mean, 30. And Skelka. I think there's another quest that somewhere in Novigrad. I'd have to actually wander around and find it though, but it's not really that worth doing. Oh yeah, I forgot about torches. The torches can help lighten the gloom in places and darkness and all that. Or you could just use a cat potion.
Did I hang the wash or not?
Well, since we're near the past the floor, we might as well. Yes, it's me again.
Could it be that all roads...
Like to buy
Actually,
something? Could you have all this great stuff? I've always go to over 30,000. So how much stacks of things do I have? Lots of Everlease. Blue Claire White. Estes. Redaniel. How many stacks of 10, which is weird. Now he starts up to 18. Now he starts up to 40. But yeah. Now he starts up to 5. Now he starts up to 9. We're on these stacking numbers. And then we have our stuff like cucumbers and all that would stack up to 100. Doesn't make sense now, does it?
Take care now.
Oh, I wish my man were as brave as you. They'd kill monsters.
The mage hunters will tend to you yet.
Oh!
No,
And whosoever contributes coin to the cause, his sins shall be forgiven. Only
Hi, what's sour mug? Did you mistake vinegar for mead?
This is not the right house. Why am I in here? My bad. Totally my bad.
Thanks for your help, Carol. We'd not have nabbed them all.
I know. Totally my work. Yep. My little boy. Still the hospital. I think that guy's supposed to be on the bed. But for some reason he isn't.
How's...
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. From me and Priscilla.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Broccolon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
At least has a happy-ish ending. After that horrible plot twist where, oh god, pouring formaldehyde down her throat, Jesus. I'm sorry, necromancy? Imagine you could know evil, that transcends mortal concern, yeah. There's our one key exception to this principle. Necromancy. Propose this branch of magic. What is the person that one can do good by reviving corpses? Didn't make it for a high or secret may say they're living. It's better to know me rename corpses than bad than just going to live. Yeah. There are variants of the whole good and evil side of necromancy, though. Because I'm all for necromancy, it's just... There's good ways of using necromancy, and bad ways of using necromancy. Necromancy to further understand the dead. And then there's necromancy to just raise an army of frickin' skeletons to go murder everyone. Understand the dead, murder everyone. It's like basically comparing like a evil necromancer to like a necromancer in like Diablo 3 or Guild Wars or something like that. Well, you're not exactly evil, you're just a necromancer. Doing good through the process of necromancy. Compared to being a necromancer and doing evil for your own gains. Make sense? Hopefully. Anyway, you.
Yes, Geralt?
So I found out who the... Oh yeah,
Hubert told me about your past. Even more vivid than I'd assumed.
I've not time for riddles, Geralt. Be straight or be gone.
Any truth to his claim that people died during the riots at the university? Died for your cause?
I was young and stupid. I thought a better future was worth any price. Even a human life or two. But those are past sins. Sins I've atoned for.
Right, anyway.
Found and killed the murderer. It was Hubert. You were right not to trust him. He was a higher vampire.
I thought nothing could surprise me in Novigrad. Seems I was wrong. Deeply wrong.
I don't think
Thank you, Geralt.
Is a higher vampire.
Were it not for you, this would never have ceased.
Sure, you could say it's a higher vampire because, we could assume a human form, but... The problem, though, is because this is not... This is before they did Blood and Wine, right? So technically, they only have, like... They didn't make, like, an extra superior vampire model for him. So basically, all they could do is basically make him into, a catachan, because that's what they had for vampires. I mean, the catachan and Akamara are basically practically the same, just some color variants to them. And because they're practically the same, they can basically get away with saying, hey, this one's an Akamara, this one's a catachan. Catachans can turn invisible, Akamaras apparently don't. Blood and Wine, though, has more vampire variants. Which is, I suppose, a good thing. Because variants of monsters, yay. Adds more content. But still,
farewell.
I don't really think of him as a higher vampire. I mean, he's not like frickin' Regis. Which will meet probably in Blood and Wine. Regis is a pretty swell film.
Sorry, Geralt. My throat's still quite...
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah,
Get well soon.
Geralt? 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 Geralt?
Mm-hmm. Sadly, there's nothing really else we can do here. I mean, we can leave it. We can totally leave the place. I mean, I have so many dried fruits and nuts. But... Hi. Apparently he's downstairs now. Maybe he's also a vampire. I mean, look how he just teleported downstairs. But I mean, there was obvious freaking clues, though. The whole, well, you haven't changed a bit. It's been, what, 30 years and you look the same? There's your first clue. The second is, oh, he's a douchebag because he serves Eternal Fire. Second part, Eternal Fire. That connects him to both being suspicious and having a tie to the Eternal Fire. Now then, you could also point towards the Reverend because, oh, why I don't like people messing with my stuff. I like to burn the bodies and let no one see them. Cover up the evidence. Yeah. And of course, since I'm a Reverend, I have very high connections to the Eternal Fire. But of course the game first assumes towards the surgeon because, oh, he's suspicious. He likes to do preventive medicine. He's out murdering drowners. I mean, that's noble and all, but makes you seem suspicious. I mean, you're a surgeon. Why are you out murdering people? I mean, you have surgical skills. You could be a potential threat. Because you would know about this stuff. You would know about formaldehyde and all that, but you wouldn't exactly have access to formaldehyde like, you know, the frickin' person who works in the morgue. So basically you can connect the whole, he's a vampire with the Eternal Fire, and he has access to formaldehyde. There's all three clues. I mean, the Reverend has conscious of the Eternal Fire. Doesn't have access to formaldehyde. Well, he can technically go to the morgue, so maybe. The vampire thing, yeah, no.
Hey, not like that. Draw it out more.
Ah.
And now then, there's gonna be
What's your
these
hair
sermons
lately?
everywhere. Just everywhere. But anyway, next time we actually do Triss's crest chain. Which has some decisions. We honestly probably should have did some of it so we would have actually been known as the fake about residents, but you know. Stuff happens. Anyway, that's for next time. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all, and have a nice day.